From the moment you wake up, you're coming into contact with items made with petrochemicals. In the bathroom, the kitchen, and even at work.
Petrochemicals are derived from crude oil and natural gas, and they're used to make thousands of products. But it could soon be harder to manufacture some of those items because global energy markets have been thrown into chaos.
Unfortunately, conflict in the Middle East, in Iran, has had a direct negative impact on the petrochemicals.
About 20% of the world's oil and natural gas flows through the Strait of Hormuz, but most of it hasn't been moving.
Hundreds of tankers of crude oil and LNG are stuck in the ports in the Persian Gulf, and they cannot go to the destination.
Asia relies on Middle Eastern exports to produce chemicals needed for global manufacturing. Refineries and processing plants have been forced to scale back operations. Oil and gas infrastructure has also been damaged in the war.
Because crude oil and LNG, they are so fundamental to the production of petrochemicals, and petrochemicals themselves are so fundamental to other manufacturers' items, and therefore there is a chain effect.
The impact is already being felt at construction sites.
This has hit on the one material you need before you can pour a slab.
Plumbers are struggling to get their hands on PVC pipes, which are made with petroleum resin.
The supplier called this morning last minute saying that we didn't have half the order.
Some suppliers are warning their prices are about to climb by around 30%.
Cash flow is a big thing for a small business. I can't absorb 30% increase. I'd have to have real hard conversations with my clients to say this is the price rise coming through and pass on those rates.
Former New South Wales Liberal MP Nathaniel Smith heads the peak body for the industry. He says when plumbers take a hit, other tradies do too.
It's just another thing that's going to slow our contractors down, and this is just another thing that's going to slow down the housing supply.
Some of the products petrochemicals are used to make include plastics, cosmetics, fertilisers and medicines. Most are manufactured abroad.
So Australia, we import around 90% of our medicines from overseas.
Suppliers are required to stockpile up to 6 months' worth of essential medications under rules introduced after COVID. So far, the Therapeutic Goods Administration is not expecting shortages. The computer chips in many common electronics are made with petrochemicals too.
We have built an economy and a chemical industry on petrochemicals. We're scrambling to source, alternatives to the normal types of raw materials that we would use. This one is less refined. This is more.
Matt Peterson is an industrial chemist at a manufacturing company in Sydney. It makes grease and lubricants found in trucks, buses, cars, boats and other machines around Australia.
The next few months, maybe through the next 6 months towards the end of the year, are going to remain a challenging time to source the raw materials.
For the past few years, the scientists at this company have been researching and developing petroleum-free versions of their greases and lubricants using plant-based materials such as vegetable oils.
So this one, you can see this is a kind of a nice light tan colour. So that's also containing some of the ester product here, so derived from canola oil.
Are these products all final products, or are these still experiments at this stage?
Some of them, we've got one here that is a final product, and then the rest are in development.
But even using eco-friendly alternatives like canola oil relies on the international market.
For instance, seed oils like canola that are grown in Australia, we currently ship the vast majority overseas. We then import back into Australia refined vegetable oil.
Last year, the federal government announced a $1.1 billion grants program to encourage businesses to produce alternatives to fossil fuels.
We are on the quest to sustainability. We need to change. However, it will take some time, if not decades, I would say.
The Prime Minister says the immediate priority is getting more fuel into Australia, but he's open to finding new ways to produce diesel and petrol here.
We do not need to wait for this global crisis to be over to learn its lessons. We can and we must act now to make the most of our resources and make more things here.
Until then, we remain dependent on others, and prices do too.
Yeah, it's really been uncertain. I actually don't know how things will be in the next 6 to 12 months. But, you know, these increases are coming in and you just have to pass them down the line.